Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinādana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Pāmesu micchāchāra veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sura meraya macca pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, thank you, Sister Sumitra. Thank you for coordinating this session again. Okay, so we'll continue where we left. It was about 1 month ago. Okay, now we'll do Cetiya Vandanā. So Cetiya Vandanā is actually, Cetiya is, okay, in the Chinese Mahayana temples, they build it in the pagoda form. Yeah? So that's the Cetiya, which is a pagoda actually. Except different culture got different kind of architecture. But they are the same thing. They house the Buddha's relic actually. So in the Mahayana temple, they do it in the pagoda format, the Amami pagoda architecture. Burmese will have their own kind of architecture, I don't know what you call it. So the Sri Lankan more like a bell shape, or Bodhi leaf shape. And then the Thais also have theirs. Okay. So this Cetiya is meant to actually house the Buddha's relic. The Buddha has said that actually there are only about few people who qualify to have a Cetiya. One is a Buddha, of course. Buddha will include the Pachaka Buddhas also, the Arahants, and then also the universal monarch. If you're a very, very great king, universal monarch, people like King Ashoka is a universal monarch. So they also qualify to have a Cetiya. But nevertheless, having said that, in Myanmar, many of these people, many of the elite class people who have got land in their, who have got land, big compound, there will be Chetiyas in the compound, in the place where they live. You find that they have Chetiyas, and then they will put all their ancestors' relics there also. Okay, so this is Cetiya. So for us, our Cetiya is shaped like a bell, right? So now he says, I salute every shrine, a Cetiya, that may stand in any place, the bodily relics, the great Bodhi, and all images of the Buddha. Okay, so this is actually salutation to the three main objects of veneration. Okay, then I should talk differently now. I forgot. Okay, so I focus on the Cetiya for you. So I salute every Cetiya. Okay, remember the Buddha says Cetiya first, the bodily relics, the great Bodhi, and the images of the Buddha. Now, this is the sequence of priority. If you go to a temple, particularly in the Sri Lankan-based kind of Theravada temples, you have all the three objects there. We have the Cetiya, we have got the Bodhi tree, and the Buddha Rupa. Buddha Rupa is in the main shrine hall. But the Thais don't really focus much on the Bodhi, The Thais will only maybe Cetiya and the shrine hall, Buddha Rupa. Okay, so when you see there are three of these main objects, the priority given here, the Buddha will say, is you must actually pay respect to the Cetiya first. Why? Because the Cetiya, you read the first line there, it says, the Cetiya is the place where they house the Buddha's relic. So the first priority when the Buddha is no more with us, the Buddha says, is to pay respect to his bodily parts. Okay, if there are, his relics, that is lah. So now, if you go to a temple, you got three of these items. You should go to the Cetiya first, and you bow and pay respect to the Cetiya. The next, then you go and pay respect to the Bodhi tree. Why Bodhi tree? The second priority, the Buddha says, is to venerate the things that he has used. Okay, first is his relic, second is things that he has used. Okay, now what do you mean by things that he has used? For instance, if you have his arms bowl, yes, that would be the second priority, of course. You have his robes, yes, the second priority. But in our case, these are not with us. So we say the Bodhi tree. The Bodhi tree, he has used it for shelter. So the Bodhi tree is the next priority. The Bodhi tree, the Buddha has used it for shelter during his search for enlightenment. Remember, he said under the great Bodhi tree, to eventually achieve enlightenment. So that is the second priority. And the third priority, only the Buddha says, is images of himself. Okay, so first, his relic. Second, things that he has used, which is the Buddha, which is the Bodhi tree. And last, the third one is the Buddha Rupa. But we notice that our practice is different. When we go to the temple, we go to the shrine hall first. We pai first the Buddha relic, which is actually not in the correct sequence. But don't worry about such things. But just to keep you posted. So you see some of the devotees, they will go to the Cetiya first. And then they go to the Bodhi tree before they go to the shrine hall. The main shrine hall is only the third in priority. But when we go to the temple, the first thing we do is rush into the main shrine hall, and we will bow and prostrate in front of the Buddha Rupa, which is actually not so correct if you based on this sequence The Buddha's advice is relics first, things that he has used, then only things that represent him. That is the Buddha Rupa, the Buddha images. We call it the Buddha Rupa. Okay, so this is the sequence of veneration, right? Vandami cetiyang sabbang. See, so Vandami cetiyang. Cetiya first. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang. Okay, so the Bodhi, the Vandami Cetiyang first, then you go to Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing, then only you venerate to the Bodhi. Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada. Third, the Buddha Rupa, which is in the main shrine hall. So that should be our sequence of priority. So I shall chant this a few times for you all slowly. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada. So this is our three main objects of veneration. Okay, we go to the next one, sister. Then we let the facilitators practice with them lah. Okay, then again we are repeating ourselves now. We are saying here is seated at whose base the teacher overcame all foes, attaining omniscience, that every Bodhi tree do I venerate. Now, this is, I think the English part of it is not very correct lah. Okay, can lah. Every Bodhi tree, okay, can. But remember, Bodhi tree are not all the people trees lah. When we say Bodhi tree is given only to the specific tree where the Buddha sat and achieved and attained enlightenment. But the name of the tree is called a pipal tree, P-R-P-P-A-L, pipal tree. So he says every bodhi, every bodhi means only the main bodhi and all its saplings. You see, most of the bodhi trees that you find in our temples are all original trees. These trees are all saplings from the original tree which the Buddha gained enlightenment. Okay, along the streets, along the longkang, you can see a lot of these pipal trees. Those are not the trees that we will venerate. When we say every Bodhi tree does not include that. That is not a Bodhi tree, that is a pipal tree. The Bodhi tree is only the main tree where the Buddha sat and achieved enlightenment and all its saplings. So most of all the trees that we have, actually not most, but maybe most, I say, I'm not sure with the rest, but normally when we want to plant a Bodhi tree, we will request a sapling from Sri Lanka. And then they will actually provide you with the sapling, like you can apply, and then that sapling is the one that we plant in our temple. These are all saplings from the main tree, which is still in existence. Not actually the main tree. Okay, the story of it is the main tree has been destroyed. But lucky for us that during the time of the sister of what is her name? I forgot actually. King Ashoka's daughter is the one who brought. Oh no. I think Mahinda brought, isn't it? Brought the tree actually to Sri Lanka. So the tree was planted. The first sapling was planted in Sri Lanka. Then the original tree was destroyed. Destroyed by, I think, those days by the, all those conquering forces. People were fighting those days. A lot of war going on. But basically, they would say that those are the Hindus invaders. I think they came, or the Muslim invaders. They destroyed the original tree. So now Sri Lanka has the first sapling and the original sapling from that tree. So now most of the saplings you get is from Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka exported one sapling back to Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya, the Bodhi tree, is actually not the original, but it is believed that that was the original spot that the Bodhi tree was. So they took a sapling from Sri Lanka and replanted it there. So now if you go to Bodh Gaya, you find the Bodhi tree there. But that is not the actual tree. That is only the sapling from the trees. Sapling from the main Bodhi tree. That is a sapling from the main Bodhi tree. Who brought the Anumita Pranay? Okay, so that is a story. So now the first sapling is in Sri Lanka, actually, at Anuradhapura. You can see that tree there. It is recorded as one of the oldest tree in the world, I think. But that has a history of it. Of course, there are many more old trees that there is not recorded. But that is recorded. That tree is over 2,500 years old now. Right? Okay. So that tree exists there. Okay, so now this is veneration to the Bodhi. And then the story of the veneration to the Bodhi, like I said, yesterday I was discussing with another class. We put meaning into all our practices. You see, now we Theravada Buddhists, we like to circumambulate the Bodhi tree and we do a Bodhi Pūjā there. We chant some sutras there. But But this is actually not the tradition practiced by the Buddha, right? So many of these traditions are all, like I said, these are cultural practices. But we assimilate them and put meaning into it. Now, what happened was, you see, in Sri Lanka, those days, in Sri Lanka, the devotees like to, you see, even today in Malaysia, you find that there are a lot of people who like to go to all these old trees and then they will do some offerings there, ask for number, correct? They put 5 oranges there, they expect to get a mountain of gold after that, so these practices were also in Sri Lanka those days. People like to stand around the tree and then they start doing offering and they start doing their mantras and all those things, So it was a cultural practice. So now, instead of just accumulating any other tree, any old trees, so the wise people say, why not we accumulate the Bodhi tree, put meaning into this practice. So that's why now is our culture that Theravada, we circumambulate the Bodhi tree at Pai Pai there, without puja there. That is actually a tradition from Sri Lanka. That's why it's not practiced in Thailand. People put meaning into that practice. Because the Sri Lankan those days, they like to scambulate the tree at Pai Pai there. So they, instead of doing any other tree, you see any old tree, they say you go to the Bodhi tree and do that. So it became a culture. So all these cultural practices are being practiced today. Okay? These are not actually as what is taught by the Buddha. Okay? So, okay, now, what it says Yasamule Nisinova, Yasamule Nisinova, Sabbari Vijayangaka, Patto Sabbanyutang Satta, Vande Tang Bodhipadapang, Ime ete Mahabodhi, Lokanatena pujita ahang pite namassami Bodhi Raja namatute Yasamule Nisinnova Sabbari Vijayangaka Patto Sabbanyutang Satta Vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita ahang pite namassami bodhi raja namatute. So what it says, seated at whose base the teacher overcame all foes, including Mara, attaining omniscience, that every Bodhi tree do I venerate. This great tree of enlightenment, the Blessed One of the world revered, I too salute you. May there be homage to you, O great Bodhi. We are merely reflecting and being grateful to the Bodhi tree for actually protecting the Buddha against the weather conditions those days. Right? When he was in the forest, so they sheltered him from the rain and the shine. Okay, so that's why we venerate the Bodhi tree in gratitude to the Bodhi tree. Now we put meaning into our practices. Okay, this is offering of lights. If we do offering of lights, we must do all the 3 offerings. What do you think? Okay, leave it to y'all. Okay, but these are all very short stanzas. Maybe we can do also offering of flowers. Okay, offering of lights. I'm sure you all know the meaning of the offering of lights. This crowd, I think you all should know the meaning. So with lights brightly shining, abolishing this gloom, I adore the enlightened one. Light of the 3 worlds, who dispels the darkness of ignorance. The most important part is that dispels the darkness of ignorance. So we always, when we offer light, we will reflect that this light is like the Dhamma. This light, we compare it as the Dhamma, which dispels the darkness of our ignorance. we were all very ignorant. We do not know about karma. We do not believe in rebirth. So now the Dhamma has taught us a lot of things. So the Dhamma has brightened our life from the darkness of ignorance. So when we offer, it's nothing magical. Like I've said, we always put meaning into our practices. We put meaning into our practices and we build our faith in it. So our faith in the Buddha becomes stronger. When the faith is stronger, we can practice his teachings with more confidence. These teachings are not magical, like I've said again, but at least when we have more faith, we will practice it with more confidence. So now offering of lights, what does it mean? We compare the light. When we offer this light, we must visualize. We must contemplate and say that this is the Dhamma. It's like the Dhamma that dispels my darkness. My world of darkness of what? Darkness of ignorance. We are all very ignorant, okay? Gana sarapadittena dipena tamadang sina tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Gana sarapadittena dipena tamadang sina Diloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang. So this is offering of lights. So remember, yesterday I told to the class also that we are proud of our culture. When we become Buddhists, does not mean we must give up our culture, which is wrong. And then sometimes we must be aware. Sometimes the culture we practice are foreign culture, not the Buddhist culture. Buddhists got no culture one. The Buddha only taught us the Dhamma. Remember, the Buddha only taught us the Dhamma, but we put in the culture to make the Dhamma more, make it more beautiful. Make it more beautiful. You see, this culture things are very important because, you see, the Dhamma is so beautiful. It is like you have a beautiful bungalow. Beautiful bungalow, that's the Dhamma. Very beautiful bungalow. But your garden is all barren, all barren ground. So you only your Dhamma there. So it's very boring. Right? So now, if you plant enough trees around, not too many, overcrowded also no good. You plant some nice trees in a driveway, nice trees here and there, then your whole land there with bungalow, it will look more beautiful. That is the purpose of this kind of practices. So it beautifies something, it makes our religion more beautiful. It does not mean anything. But of course, not too many. If you put in too many culture, you forget about the Dhamma also, not practical. It becomes like your house is so beautiful, you plant a lot of big trees in front, you can't see your house. No point also. So that is very important. So what we do is we practice enough culture to make our religion more beautiful. So that we because this culture, like I've said, will reinforce our faith. It makes us to be more, our faith, our saddha becomes stronger. And as saddha becomes stronger, we practice even more diligently. That is the purpose of this. So remember, we have no culture. So sometimes we are practicing foreign culture. We practice our own culture. Buddha is never against any culture. Okay? So remember, so we can practice culture, some of basic culture. I don't say that, no need all this. Buddha says no need culture, no need. Of course, if you are ready, you can discard everything, including the Dhamma. If you are enlightened, you must discard the Dhamma also. Correct? Of course, we agree. When you are ready, you discard everything, including the Dhamma. Correct? You mustn't be attached to the Dhamma. Then you cannot be enlightened also. Correct? So once you're ready, you can see things as is. You are ready, you will compose your mind has become very calm. You see things as is. Enlightenment is not magical. Enlightenment is to be able to see things as is. See the thing and understand it is there because of reasons, because of cause and conditions. So we understand So that is enlightenment, to be able to understand things that is there due to cause, and that things are not permanent. So slowly we elaborate and we understand. Okay, so that is the purpose lah. Okay, so with that, I think I leave you to the breakout room, and then we come back earlier. Maybe if you have any questions, we can discuss later. Okay. So we have 2 breakout rooms.
Okay, the Cetiya Vandanā. You see, Sister Sumitra has very nicely put the note there in blue, the little blue square. Okay, so she has reminded us the A with the all the vowels with the line on top, they are long vowels. Okay, so don't forget. Then she gave the example. So the example down there, Saririka.
Saririka.
Yes. So Sister Sumitra has helped us a lot. Saririka. Rika is short. Okay. Then the Rupang. M with the dot, remember? And G, so Rupang. Okay, those are the things to note. Okay, we see. Salutation to the 3 main objects of veneration. You have Vandami. Now, when the MI, the I is short, now we to make sure that we don't drag. If we want to make sure that we don't drag, we join the mi with the next syllable. So Vandami che. Okay, Vandami che tiang sabbang. Then the subber, the second A subber, the also short. So like the first I, when it's short, we join to the next one. So guarantee we won't drag. If we don't join, then we tend to say sabbata. No, it should be sabbata, sabbata. Okay, sabbata ne supatit titang. Okay, we go again. Vandami che tiang. Remember, Vandami che tiang sabbang. Sabbatane supatit titang. Sabbatane supatit titang. Supatit titang. The P-A-T-I-T, patit, double T, so remember we pause. Sister Sumitra has put a stroke there, patit titang. Okay, patit titang. Okay, then it is the third line, saririka. Saririka datu mahabodhing Buddha rupang sakalang sada, not sada. The second A is long. Okay, sounds a bit complicated. We do 2 lines first. Brother Bunti should be okay, but Sister Kelly is new, so we do it slowly for her. Okay, so first 2 lines, I will repeat. Vandami che tiang sabbang sabbatane supatit titang. Brother?
Vandami cetiang sabbang sabbatane supatititang.
You see, when we don't join, we tend to drag. Just now, Brother Bunchi, you said Vandami, then Sabba. No. So to make sure we don't drag, we go Vandami che tiang sabbang. Vandami che tiang sabbang. Sabbatane supatit titang. Okay, Brother Bunji, you try again.
Vandami Cetiya Vandanā Sabbatarisu Patititang.
Still a bit long, right? We go again. Vandami Cetiya Sabbang.
Vandami Cetiya Sabbang.
No, mi chet. You join, don't mi very long. Don't make the mi very long. Vandami Cetiya. You try that?
Vandami Cetiya.
Okay. Che is long. The first Vandami Cetiya.
Vandami Cetiya
Don't
Sabbang.
me. You try again. Mi che, same. Vandami Cetiya Sabbang.
Vandami Cetiya Sabbang.
Okay, better. Then second line, sabbata ne supatititang.
Sabbatarisu Patititang.
Okay, better, but the su is a bit long, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we try first two lines. This one, because the words are all quite new, not in the salutations. Okay, we go. Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang Sabbatane Supatititang.
Vandami Cetiya Sabbang Sabbatarisu Patititang.
Okay, better, but you must practice the mi short, the sabbata, because you want the sabba to be short, so you join to the next syllable. Sabbata ne supatititang. Okay, practice more, Brother Bunchi,
Sabbatarisu Patititang.
patititang.
Sabbatarisu Patititang.
Yes, better. Okay. We try Sister Kelly, the first two lines.
Okay. Vandami Cetiyam Sabbang Sappatane Supatitam
The M with the dot is NG.
Tang
Tang. Cetiyang Sabbang Patitang.
Sabbang
You put in your if you print out, you put a NG on top just for initial. Or you remember M.
NG Sabbang.
Cetiyang. Okay, and then patititang.
Patititang.
Okay, once more. Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang.
Vandami Cetiyam Sabbang.
Good. Sabbatane supatititang.
Sappatene supatititang.
Alright, we try again. Sabbatane supatititang.
Sabbatang nesu patititam.
THA is ta. Oh, what happened to the screen?
Oh,
Disappeared. Hold on, Sister Sumitra will help us. How do I go to this?
Yeah.
Okay, Sister Kelly, we try this. Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang.
Vandami Cetiyam Sabbang.
Good. Sabbatane supatititang.
Sappatene supatititang.
Kanesu.
Where? Sappatang ne.
No, tang. THA, ta, and ne, as you su.
Sappanesu.
Sabba,
Sabba.
Thanesu.
Sabbathanesu.
Patititang.
Sabbathanesu patititang.
Good. Okay. So you try the 2 lines again.
Okay. Vandami cetiyam sabbang sabbatenesu patititang.
Tha. Tha. Thanesu.
Sabbathanesu patititang. So
Yes.
am is pronounced tang, correct? Tang.
No. Tha. Tha.
I know. No, I mean the one the patititang.
M with a dot is always ng.
Ng.
Ah.
So pronounced tang lah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first line also bang, bang.
Bang, yeah.
Then the yang, yang, yang.
Sabbathanesu patititang.
Good. Okay, next 2 lines. Sari. Remember, see the the A and the I are long. So Sari Rika. Sari Rika. Sari Rika Datu. Datu Mahaboding. M with the dot, remember, Sister Kelly? NG. So, Saririka Datu Mahaboding Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada. So here we have a lot of M with a dot. And it's all NG. Sabbang, Patititang, Boding, Rupang, Sakalang. Okay, one more time. Saririka Datu Mahaboding Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada. Okay, kunci, brother.
Saririka Datu Mahaboding Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Much better. But the Buddha, the A don't drag. Buddha Rupang. Try that. The last line.
Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Buddha Rupang. Not Rupang. Buddha Rupang.
Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Sada. Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
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 Yes, good. We're improving. Okay, Sister Kelly. Saririka Datu Mahaboding Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Saririka Datu Mahaboding Puttarupang Sakalang Sada.
Okay, so we slowly. Saririka Datu.
Saririka Datu
Mahaboding. Okay, we do the whole line. Saririka Datu Mahaboding.
Saririka Datu Mahaboding.
Excellent. Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada.
Buddha Rupang rupang sakalang sada.
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 Because the first A is short. The second A is the one you drag. So it's sada.
Sada.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Good. Sada, not sada. One D
Sada.
only. So sada.
Sada.
Yes. Okay. So now we chant the whole thing. After me, Brother Bunchi. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada. Okay, Brother Bunchi.
Vandami citiyang sabbang sabbatarisu patititang sarikadatu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Oh, much better now. But don't forget Buddha rupang, not rupang, rupang.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Sada. The second A you drag, so the first A short. Sada. Excellent. Okay, so practice. Okay, Sister Kelly, we try all.
Okay. Vandami cetiyam sabang sappatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Okay, much better now. Getting the hang of it, sister. So
Thank
next
you.
week can try. Okay. Tanesu. Sister Kelly. Tanesu.
Tanesu.
Not tane. The A is also long. So it's tanesu.
Tanesu. Patanesu.
Patititang.
Patititang.
Very good. Then next one. Datu.
Datu. Datu.
Yes, datu. And then the last one is sada. Yeah, sada. Because we are influenced by the word sadda. We always say sadda for faith. Sada. Okay? Right, we try one more time. Okay, very good improvement. Okay, whole thing again. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada. Okay, Brother Bunchi.
Vandami citiyang sabbang sabatarisu patititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Okay, better. But the Vandami, you must make short. Okay. Vandami cetiyang.
Vandami citiyang.
Not cet. The E is long. Cetiyang.
Cetiyang.
Cetiyang. Yes. Vandami cetiyang.
Vandami cetiyang.
Cetiyang.
Cetiang.
Yes, the E is long. Okay, good. We practice at home. Next week we go through this again. Okay, Sister Kelly, I chant once for you.
Okay.
Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada. Okay, Sister Kelly.
Okay. Vandami cetiyam sabbang sabbatane supatitam saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
The last word you sound correct. How? The last word should be what?
Sada.
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 Yes, sada.
Sada.
Okay. This one, cetiyang.
Cetiyang.
Not che. There's only one T.
Cetiyang.
The E must be.
Cetiyang.
Correct. Cetiyang.
Vandami cetiyang.
Cetiyang NG,
Yang.
Okay. All right. And then one more, boding.
Boding.
The O is long. Boding. Mahaboding.
Mahaboding.
All right. Okay. All right. We go to the next one. You want to chant one time more?
One time now.
Once more. Okay, Brother Bunki. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Okay. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Last word.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
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 Okay. Better. Okay, so you go home, do homework, Okay, Sister Kelly. Okay, I chant for you.
Okay, can.
Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Sakalang sada.
Vandami cetiyam sabang sabbatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Okay, better. Okay, remember the tanesu. The ta is long, the ne is also long. Not tane. Tanesu.
Tanesu. Sabatanesu.
Okay. Patititang.
Patititang.
Okay. Datu. The third line.
Datu.
Datu.
Mahaboding.
Okay, last line.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
You try again. You sound correct.
Wait. Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Ada.
Sada.
Is rupang, not rupang.
Sada.
Rupang. Brother Bunchi also rupang, not rupang.
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 Rupang. And then
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
okay. The other word is Cetiya, not Cetiya. Cetiya.
Cetiya.
Yes, Cetiya. Okay, right. You practice this. Remember some of the words that we highlighted, and then you practice. Okay, we go to the next one, sister. Okay, Bodhi Vandanā is a bit long, Okay, remember, you see the blue box that Sister Sumitra, all the highlights there, the word, the vowels are long, so you have the mule. The U is also long because there's a line on top, and then the E is automatically long. So it's mule. It's lay, mule. Okay? Then you see the other one, the M with the dot, the N with the dot on top, and G. Okay? Then the next word, sub, double B, sub, ban, new tongue. This one is tongue twister because the double N both has got the diacritic mark, the muruku we say. So it should be, when you pronounce it, it should be S-A-B sub B-A-N ban, nasal sound, ban. And then N-U again nasal, new. So new tongue, sub ban new tongue.
Ban new tongue.
You must have the nasal sound. Sub ban new tongue.
Tongue sata.
Okay, we go through first. We try 4 lines. Double syllable, remember, Sister Sumitra has put a stroke for you to remind you that you must pause. So it should be yes sir, yes sir, yes sir mule. The U is long, the E is also long. Yes sir mule, nisin nova. Okay, Yasamule Nisinova Sabbari Vijayang Aka. Just like Sada, this is Aka. Okay, again, sorry. Yasamule Nisinova Sabbari Vijayang Aka. Pato sabbanyu tang satta vande tang bodhi padapang. Okay, we do 2 lines by 2 lines. Okay, first 2 lines. Yasamule nisinova Sabbari Vijayang Aka. Okay, brother.
Yasamule nisinova Sabbari Vijayang Aka.
All right. Okay, Nisinova. You see the double N? There's a stroke there for you to pause. Nisinova.
Yasamule nisinova.
Good. Sabbari
Vijayang Aka.
Aka, yes, good. Okay. Then third, fourth, Pato banyutang satta vande tang bodhi padapang. Okay. Brother,
Sabanyutang Satta Vandetang Bodhi Padapang
Bodhipadapang. Again. Vandetang Bodhipadapang.
Bodhipadapang.
Vandetang Bodhi Padapang
Bodhipadapang.
Bodhi Padapang.
All right. Okay, good try. Okay. Right. Next one, Sister Kelly.
Okay. Yasa mule nisinowa sabari vijay yam aka pato sapanyutam satta vande tam bodhipadapang bodhipadapang.
Okay, by your M, most of the time you say NG, but the third line, pato sabanyutang satta. Okay, you try the third line.
Okay. Pato sapanyutang satta.
All right, good. All right, we try. Just we do the 4 lines again, huh? Okay. Yasa mule nisinova sabbari vijayang aka pato sabbanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang. Okay, Brother Bunchi?
Yasamule nisinova sabbari vijayang akka
Jaya
patto sabanyutang satta vande tang bodhi padapang.
Good. Bodhipadapang. All right. Much better. Okay. Don't forget, when you're not chanting, you must remember to mute. Yeah. Okay. Now, Sister Kelly, your turn.
Yasa mule nisinowa sabbari vijayang aka pato sabanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang.
All right. Good try. Bodhi. Remember, O is long. So it's Bodhipadapang.
Bodhipadapang.
Good. And second line, Sabbari Vijayang Akha.
Sabbari vijayang aka.
All right. Okay, much better. Okay, now we go to the Ime Ete. Ime, the E is A. Ime Ete Mahabodhi Lokanatena Pujita Ahang Pite Namasami Bodhi Raja Namatute. Okay, you see, first line, the E, so many E's. Ime Ete. Okay. Then the Natena. Lokanatena. And then the last line is Namat Tute. Sister Sumitra has put a stroke, the double T, so you pronounce as N-A-M-A-T, Namat Tute. Okay. Brother Bunchi?
Ime ete mahabodhi Lokanatena pujita aham pitena masami Bodhi Namatute.
Okay, good. Namat, the T must be clear. Namat tute.
Namatute.
All right, good. Then the second line, Lokanatena.
Lokanatena.
Okay, better and better now. Okay, Sister Kelly.
Ime ite mahabodhi lokana tena pujita ahampi te namasami bodhi raja namatute.
Right, you got the rhythm correct. Now the pronunciation, we must. Okay, this one. Lokanatena, not nate, not nate. The A is also long. So it's Lokanatena.
Lokana tena pujita
Right, good. Namasami.
namasami.
Okay, so you should be Ahang pite namasami.
Ahang pite namasami.
Ahang pite.
Ahang pite namasami.
Good. Continue.
Bodhi raja namatute.
Bodhi. The O is long. Bodhi
Bodhi.
Raja.
Bodhi. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we do the whole stanza. Okay. I chant once. Yasamule nisinova sabbari vijayang aka patto sabbanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi Lokanatena pujita ahang pite namasami bodhi raja namatute. Okay, Brother Bunji.
Yasamule nisinova sabbari vijayang akka tatto sabanu nyutang satta vande tang bodhi padapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita aham pite namasami bodhi raja namatute.
All right, quite an improvement. Okay, Nisinova, double N. You try again.
Nisinova, Yasemude Nisinova,
Nisinova.
Nisinova,
All right, good. Okay, then the third line, Pato Sabbanyutang Satta.
Tato Sabbang Yutang Satta,
Sabbanyutang.
Sabbang Yutang
Try again.
Satta,
Third line.
Tato Sabbang Yutang Satta.
All right, okay. And then the fourth line, Vande Tang Bodhipadapang.
Vande tang bodhi padapang,
Bodhipadapang.
bodhi padapang.
All right. Good. Improve. Very good. Okay. Good improvement, huh? Okay, Sister Kelly.
Yasamule nisinnowa sabbari wideyang akka patto sabang niutang satta Vande tang bodhi padapang ime ite mahabodhi lokana tena pujitta ahang pite namassami bodhi raja namatute.
All right. Good rhythm. Okay. Let's see. Second line. Vijayang. Sabbari Vijayang Aka.
Yang
Try that.
Sabbari Vijayang Aka
Aka. Not Akka. Only one K, so it's Aka. It's A, then KA. Aka. Yes, good. And then Padapang.
Wait, sorry.
Fourth line. Vande tang bodhi padapang.
Vande tam bodhi padapang.
Okay, you self-correct, the M,
Pang.
the dot. You try again.
Padapang, is it?
Yes, you try.
Okay. Vande tam bodhi padapang.
Okay, but the first M with the dot.
Tang. Okay.
Yes. Okay, you try again. Then the body, don't drag the I.
Bodhi. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, you try again.
Okay. Vande tang bodhi padapang.
Okay, much better, but the O is long.
Yeah, bodhi. I always forget it. Yeah.
Okay, you try once more.
Vande tang bodhi padapang. No.
Okay.
Move.
Okay, we are supposed to go back to the main room. Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay, the third one. This is offering of lights. GH. Ga. Okay. Okay, you see again the blue box. Sister Sumitra has very, very nicely highlighted all these. So Dittena, double T, Dittena. Okay, then this one is Dipena. Okay, first one, the dit, double T, Dittena. Second one is Dipena. Okay, then Tamadang Sina, M with a dot, NG. Okay, so it's Tamadang Sina. Okay, Sister Kelly, take note, DHAM dot NG. Okay, all right. You do this offering of lights. Gana Sarapadittena Dipena Tamadang Sina Tiloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang. So remember the first line, Dittena, the I is short, Dittena. The second line, Dipena. And Tamadang, DHAM dot, remember, careful, Dang Sina. Okay? Gana Sarapadittena Dipena Tamadang Sina Tiloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang. Okay. Pada Bunci?
Gana Sarapadittena Dipena Tamadang Sina Tiloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamodudang.
Alright. Second line, Dipena. I long, E long.
Dipena Samantang Sina
Tamedang Sina.
Sina
Okay.
Samantang Sina
Okay. Sister Kelly?
Gana sarapa diktena dipena tamadang sina di loka dipang saputang pujaya mitamodu dang
Okay.
dudang
Okay. Line 3 and 4. Tilo kedipang sambudang
di loka dipang sambutang
pujayami tamonudang
puja puja mitamonudang
pujayami.
pujayami tamonudang.
Okay. All right. Sister Sumitra, we are supposed to go back to the room already, is it?
Okay, one has come back already. Okay, room 1, Sister Kelly is back.
How much have you covered, Sister Felicia?
We covered all until the offering of light.
Wow, you're very fast. I have to. I have to. We're taking our own time. Okay.
No worries.
All right.
You can finish up.
Yeah,
You
Brother
can
Leng is
finish
back
up.
already.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you have given them a very, very good, very intensive kind of training.
Very thorough.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so you want to demonstrate something, or you want to ask questions or anything like that? Carry on, Now we got 10 minutes of free and easy, lah. You want to
Okay.
do a demonstration? I'll be most happy to listen. Or you have questions to ask?
Since my students work very hard, I think we should let them demo lah.
Yeah.
Okay, Brother Bunchi, you do the offering of, the Vandami, the salutation to
Salutation
the
to the three
three
main objects.
main objects.
Three main objects.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, okay.
Okay. Cetiya, boleh?
Cetiya Vandanā Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang Sabbataresu Patipitang Tari Dikedatu Mahabodhi Buddha Rupang Sakarang Sada.
Okay, very good. That was very good, brother.
Thank you.
Alright. Okay, thank you, Brother Lim. Then
Except
I have,
okay, small comment.
Okay,
Brother Lim.
yeah.
Your Cetiang, you can write Cetiang if you want.
Cetiang, not Cetiang.
Yeah, Cetiang. Long T,
Okay, then next one, Sister Kelly. You do the. I can do the same one, no problem. Sister Kelly?
Vandami cetiyam sappang sappatane supatititang saririka datu mahaboding Buddha rupang sakalang sadda.
Okay, well done, sister. Well done. Again here, Cetiang, long E. Cetiang. And then,
Vandami cetiyang.
yes, perfect. Yes. And then the last line, Buddha. Yes, double D, you pause at double consonant. Buddha rupang sakalang sada. This is not sada, this is sada, single D only.
Buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Yes, sada. Yes. Very well done, sister.
Okay, then Sister Felicia.
Okay. Okay. So our group we can do this Bodhi Vandana. So let me call Sister B. Sister B.
Carry on.
Yes.
Okay. Bodhi Vandana. Yassa mule nisinova sabari vijayang aka pato sabanyu tang satta vande tang bodhi padapang ime ete mahabodhi loka natana pujita ahang pite namasami bodhi raja namatute.
Okay, that was very good, sister. This is a very long one, long stanza. So we identify a few weaknesses for you. Nova yasamule nisinnova. No is a long O,
Yassa mule nisinova.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and then you go to line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line number 5 is ete. Ime
Ime
ete. Huh?
ete
Yes.
mahabodhi.
Yes, ete, not ete, Sometimes we just go on a short
Ete.
E and then long E behind. Both are long E's, Ime ete mahabodhi. Okay, then we go to lokanatena, natena. Lokanatena pujita natena.
Lokanatena pujita.
Well done, sister. Ahang pite namasami
Ahang
Bodhi Raja. Okay, here. Bodhi Raja. The word is Raja. Two long A's there.
Ahang pite namasami Bodhi Raja namatute.
Okay, Namat Tute. Short U,
Namatute.
Yes, well done, sister. Very good, So don't forget the word is Raja, Two long A's there,
Raja.
Yeah. Okay, very well done. So who's next?
Sister, let me see, Sister Emily.
Yassa mule nisinova sabari vijayang aka pato sabanyu tang satta vande tang bodhi padapang ime ete mahabodhi loka natena pujita ahang pite namasami bodhi raja namatute.
Okay, well done, sister. Well done, Okay, line number 2, just fine tuning only, You maybe got it right also. The second line, second word, Vijayang Aka.
Vijayang
Sabari Vijayang Aka. Short I,
sabari vijayang aka.
Yes, Vijayang Aka. And then don't forget the line number 2, 4, 6. Lokanatena, Loka.
Lokanatena pujita
Pujita. Yes.
pujita
So long O, don't forget, Loka. Loka means world,
loka
the world, Lokanatena Pujita.
lokanatena pujita.
Yes. Well done, sister. Okay, that's about all. Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
We have one more. Sister.
Siew.
Yes, Sister Alice.
Yes.
Okay. Gana sarappaditena dipena tamadang sitna tilokadipang sabbuddhang pujayami tamonudang.
Okay, very good. Sister, very good. But it's a very short stanza. Okay, line number 3. Line number 3. Tiloka, tiloka. Short I, long O. Tiloka dipang sambuddhang.
Tilokadipang sambuddhang.
Dipang.
Dipang.
Yes. Tiloka dipang sambuddhang.
Sorry. Tilokadipang sambuddhang.
Excellent. Yes, yes. Yes, but we put meaning into it, so it becomes very meaningful. Like I've said, so our cultural practices, we follow blindly, doesn't make sense. So we put meaning into it, and then it becomes more meaningful. Then it reinforces our saddha with the Buddha.
Yes.
The only purpose is to reinforce our saddha.
Make it more colorful.
Yes. Without all this chanting, then becomes very dry, But again, we have to remind ourselves, the chanting is not magical words. We're not chanting magical words for some but yes, it carries some therapeutic effect, yes. The Bojjhanga carries that therapeutic effect, yes. And some of the chanting, they ward off some evil spirit. Yes, these are all very true. But that is not our main emphasis of encouraging people to chant. Our emphasis is to remind ourselves that through this chanting, that the Buddha's teaching is kept in its pristine state because of chanting. The Buddha, you see, during the Buddha's time, the Buddha did not encourage people to write. Okay? Yes, some theory says maybe they got no paper, no pen. Yes. They got no paper, no pen. They got other forms of keeping a record. Don't worry. Correct? They have. Okay? Now, the Buddha doesn't encourage all this because then you become distorted. Right? Only the educated people can write. The Pasa people, the not educated people cannot write. So it will benefit only the elite group. So the Buddha says, no. Learn by the word of mouth. It is called the Vanaka system, whereby you listen to me, you go back and recite exactly what I told you. Then people can listen exactly the same words that I have said to you. You recite that to the next party. So it becomes very pristine rather than you write it down with your own interpretation, then it becomes distorted. So the Buddha was very wise. So the Buddha says, no. So the Buddha taught in the Vanaka system, whereby he says something and expects the people to recite exactly the same thing that he has said. So it continued for many, many years until it was written down 500 years later. In Sri Lanka, because of the war there, the Hindus came to attack. They attacked Sri Lanka because of the wars, famine. So many senior monks were dying. So they say, better put it down in writing. Otherwise, all of us die after sun. Nobody will remember. So that's when they put it in writing. They wrote it on the ula leaves. So there were forms of writing before. We cannot say that during the Buddha's time there was no writing material. Yes, there is no paper and pen, we agree. But there were other forms of writing. They wrote on ula leaves. Remember, I say 500 years later, they wrote on ula leaves with manuscript pen. They carved onto the leaves, So there are forms of it. Anyway, many of these are kept in capsules that have been buried. So one day when the archaeologists discover more and more of this writing, then we will find that there are earlier teachings also. So that's how the teachings should be kept intact through chanting. This exactly, we believe that these were the words used by the Buddha, because Ananda listened and heard whatever the Buddha says. You see, the Buddha taught them in a very poetic format so that they can easily remember lah. Then you can recite lah. Like I always say, I learned Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I learned that about maybe 69 years ago, I think I learned that, or 70 years ago. But I still remember, because it is written in a very nice poetic form. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. You see, I remembered it in the pristine state. I didn't modify anything because it's written in a very poetic format.
Yeah, there's a certain rhythm also.
Yeah, that's
This
how
is chanting.
that's how the teachings are kept intact through chanting. So the importance of chanting is it carries the original meaning or the original words used by the Buddha. And then people have interpreted it that way. Many people use English and Chinese to reinterpret, so it becomes a bit distorted. Because many words have no equivalent, unfortunately. So that is the result when you interpret the Pali. So that's why we learn chanting, so at least we know the main words. We know the main words in Pali so that we are not confused with people's interpretation. Like example, dukkha, people say it's unsatisfactoriness, frustration, disappointment, or suffering, up to you, but the word is dukkha. So we know the Pali term, the Buddha used dukkha. So there's no argument. So that's why we need to identify the keywords at least. Okay, let me not take much of your time. We have taken 12 minutes of your time.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming for tonight's chanting for beginners. We have stayed focused for 1.5 hours with good thoughts. We focus ourselves with good thoughts, and in doing so, our mind is calm and we have accumulated a lot of merits. And with these merits, we would like to dedicate to all our personal guardian deities, in fact, to all the deities who have come to listen. And we hope that this chanting will also help them in their spiritual journey. And then also we must remember our loved ones who have passed on, our ancestors too, even though we don't know them. If they're in need, we hope these merits will help them. Will smoothen their way, their spiritual path. And we must not forget our aspiration, as always, to continue the path, following the path of the Buddha, of the Dhamma, until we reach liberation. Akasatta cha bhummata devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasatta cha bhummata devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu Dhamma desanang. Akasatta cha bhummata devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu mang parang. Ettavata cha amhehi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.